Hello, Alisha
Hello.
Cusick-Adams.
Oh my God. Hello, Tess Collard Cusick-Adams.
How are you this fine morning?
You know what? I'm doing okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Should we take a deep breath?
I'd love to. I don't know what's happening, but sure.
Okay, let's take a deep
I'm
breath.
anticipating, but I'll just get in the moment.
Let's just calm that nervous system right down. Okay, so today we're going to talk about setbacks and glimmers. Another word for setbacks is also triggers. That's how they use it, glimmers and triggers, okay?
Yes.
We've said setbacks, but so I was thinking, let's start off by, I'm going to ask you, what was the last glimmer you had?
On my drive here, I called a girlfriend who I haven't spoken to in probably a year. And she's like a childhood girlfriend. And we just chatted for half an hour.
Nice.
And you know, when you have those girlfriends that you grew, like were children with, it's just, you just fall into step like immediately.
Yes.
Like I know her mom so well, her brothers,
Right.
like all the dynamics
and it's also
of
just
those
like
relationships.
You found a moment in your like busy schedule to make that call, because that's hard enough as it is.
Exactly.
You know? That's a really nice glimmer.
What about you?
My last glimmer, you know, I think it was yesterday. You were over and we were just like working from my place.
Yes.
And, you know, we're just kind of hanging out.
Yes.
And I think we've
really nice.
The last, you know, few months have been like such a roller coaster in the business, like highs and lows. And so it's just so good to like when we're just back working and things are flowing again and we're just kind of in our groove.
Yes.
And I was just like, oh, I don't want to ever take this for granted. You know, it's like so nice to be in business with somebody you love.
Exactly. Exactly.
A lot of people don't have that.
Like that was our work day. And we did do work. And
we did.
But it doesn't feel like it.
It didn't feel like it. Yeah.
We're very lucky.
So that's
really
a
good.
little glim.
Love that.
So let's explain what we're talking about today.
I thought you were going to go into triggers and I got really nervous. What triggered you?
And I said, let's keep it nice and light.
And literally my hands are sweating.
And glimmery.
I don't know why.
No.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
So why don't you tell everybody what a glimmer is, or like what we're talking about today?
Yes. And I love the definition of glimmers that we have here. So this is some work, some kind of trending work done by a woman named Deb Dana, who is the leading therapist bringing another doctor's work, Stephen Porta's work, into clinical practice. So Deb Dana describes a glimmer as a small moment when our biology is in a place of connection or regulation, which cues our nervous system to feel calm or safe. Like if this wasn't made for us, I don't know what was. This body of work.
It's really nice. Like it's like just in layman's term, a moment that just feels good. And noticing it is the point where we're so quick to notice our triggers or go into that. But like when something feels good, be like, oh, this is a glimmer. Let's just stay here a bit longer.
Exactly. When I was reading through her work, I was like, okay, this sounds like a gratitude practice, but there's something about it that, to your point, makes it feel like more in the moment. It's not a word we hear all the time. Gratitude, write a gratitude journal. What are you grateful for today? Which is lovely and beautiful, but it's like kind of putting a fresh take on it with some research and biology around it as well, which is really interesting.
Right. So good.
Okay, so do we want to talk about what, like this diagram I have here, glimmers?
I don't know where we go from here. Okay, so let's go through this. So what are glimmers? Like there's 4 key things to notice, right? So glimmers bring us to an anchored state. So they kind of pull us into the present moment, right? Like I think I'm trying to remember, it was yesterday, the day before, I was walking my dog really early in the morning. It was like 6:30 a.m. and the sun was coming up and he just like was like walking along the river and he turned back and looked at me and I was just like, oh, I love you so much, con man. And I was thinking, it just like, I noticed everything in that moment. Like I noticed the water, the sun, Connor. I just wasn't thinking about I've got to get back and make breakfast. I got to drive the boys to hockey. I got to get on this call for 9 a.m. Everything was just like vroom, in the moment. So it's like this anchored state. Right?
Oh,
so
that's
nice.
such a good way of saying it. Okay. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just reading.
The second,
Feeling of being seen, heard. Oh, I love this. Okay. The second one is empathetic response. So it's a feeling of being seen, heard, understood, and validated. I mean, this is the human experience, right? Our great leader, Oprah Winfrey, always says this, that she has interviewed thousands of people from murderers in jail to Barack Obama. And after they finish interviewing, they always lean over to her and say, was that good?
Yes.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
She said the common denominator is everybody wants to be seen and feel validated. There's like such a biological human foundational element to that, which I think
it's good information to have, and it resonates so deeply, right?
Yes.
So in relation to glimmers, how does that look? So like when you have a glimmer, is it you feeling seen and validated?
Or validating someone, both. You could probably get it from both. But I think in this context, they're talking about you feeling seen and validated.
Right.
And it says it promotes feelings of social connectivity as well, right? So I think, it could go both ways, right? Like when you're allowing someone to feel seen in the moment, they're going to connect back with you, right? Be more vulnerable, share more. Right?
And that feels good in itself.
That's a fucking glimmer.
That's a fucking glimmer, mate.
Getting pumped up on glimmers here.
Comfort and learning zone. So it evokes feelings of safety, coziness.
Ah, my favorite word.
I think that is your favorite word.
Yeah.
I think of you when I hear that
you
word.
You do?
I do. I picture you with a nice mug in a really beautiful blanket on your
having
couch.
A glimmer.
With a candle, not scented anymore.
Not scented. Unfortunately, that's such a lie. I have so many scented candles, but it's just in my mind that they're not good for me. It's going to shorten my lifespan.
Okay, so it evokes feelings of safety, coziness, security within a space or with an individual. Encourages us to explore possibilities and pursue activities with excitement. So the example that comes to mind here is like when you're like, sometimes if you're a parent, I'm going to do a parent example.
Yes.
Or if you have a child in your life that you really love, when they do something like really cute or funny or something so unique to them, and then you make eyes with the other parent, like your partner or co-parent or somebody who knows that kid so intimately, and you kind of just like smile, or you're like,
ultimate glimmer.
Yeah, it's such a glimmer, right? Because, and so I guess what made me think of that is like when you're creating that like safety with somebody else, or that security with somebody else, it's like, I love that moment, you know?
Yes.
Such a little glimmer.
And I love the second part to that. It says it encourages us to explore possibilities and pursue activities with excitement. So when somebody feels safe and cozy and secure, it gives them the ability to go out and explore and take risks.
Yes.
And like, again, thinking about it in the context of parenting, like what a beautiful gift.
Right.
That's all we want for our children, right?
Yes. So true.
Yeah.
And for adults too, right? It's like once you feel safe, then you can explore, then you can reach, then you can grow and evolve, but not until you feel that safety first, you know?
Yeah. Okay, great. And the last one here, micro moments of goodness. This is what, to me, glimmers are. So help release the buildup of cortisol and improve our speed of return to our state of calmness, inclusion, and safety. So when you're reflecting on your glimmer moments, this is what biologically is happening in your body.
Right. I feel like that like that, what you just said needs to be the biggest takeaway from this episode is micro moments of goodness.
Yes.
Find micro moments of goodness.
Yes.
Right? Because we're inundated
Yes.
with macro moments
Yes.
of not good things.
Exactly. And we really are right now, actually,
Yes.
in this particular
Yeah,
time.
there's a lot going on
Yes.
globally right now. Environmentally,
Yes.
there's so many, horrible things happening.
Yes.
So like, how can we offset that just to keep ourselves anchored and
yes.
alive?
It never ceases to amaze me how a thought can have a biological, like a physical impact on our body.
Yeah.
It actually makes me think of breastfeeding or like pumping. I remember
Right.
working with a lactation consultant, and she was like showing me how to pump and get the most milk. And she was like, just think about your baby. Like she was sleeping.
Wow.
And I was like, excuse me. And it works.
That's
like, it's
wild.
so
And then the milk
powerful.
flowed. Is that
The
what you-
milk flows. Do you remember what a hoarder I
to
was
know.
with my milk?
You were?
Oh my God, I had
don't
like
remember
a
that.
freezer full. Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you
with
use it
Theo,
all?
with Theo in particular,
Oh.
with my first baby. I
Did
mean, I
you-
did, but not as much as I had frozen. Like I was crazy about it for some
Pumping it?
reason. Yeah,
I actually don't remember that. Oh my goodness.
I don't know why. It's a glimmer thought.
Okay,
Okay.
so I guess the offset of glimmers, which we're all familiar with, are triggers. We're all too familiar with triggers. So I think just like high level, just to put glimmers in context, triggers bring us to our survival state. So when we're triggered by something, it makes us feel withdrawn and it releases the stress hormone, adrenaline, cortisol. It puts us into our sympathetic or parasympathetic response. So we're either going into fight or flight, or we're going into our parasympathetic freeze or fawn. It makes us feel like we're in danger, like we feel panicked. Like we're all familiar with this, okay?
Yes.
And it associates with past traumas, right? So our triggers are real and we're
Yes.
all kind of navigating them.
And you can't
You
avoid
know?
them. It's part of the human experience.
Yeah.
But the point of this work is that focusing on your glimmers or thinking about your glimmers are going to biologically support you moving out of that state and into a more calm and
Exactly.
regulated state.
Yes.
So it's another tool along with, all the other things we talk about, breathing techniques, meditation, visualization, affirmations that bring you into this calm and regulated state. And that is important. Why? Why do we need to be calm?
Yeah, girl. We need to be calm so we can access peak performance, so we can achieve our goals, our dreams, so we're
Yeah.
available for it all. And so we can live peacefully, Like I think like we all have to agree now that is the biggest flex, right? Like moving through your life and your day
Mhm.
peacefully,
Yes. 100%. I always think that when I think about, or if you read the question, like, what do you want for your children? And I think for a long time, and my parents used to say this to me, like, I just want you to be happy.
right?
And it's like, well, that's not the human experience. That's
Yes.
one emotion you're going to experience
Yes.
of many, and you will move through them. And it's okay not to be happy all the time.
Yes.
But the word peace, when I think about my
Right.
kids, is
Yeah.
what I wish for them. And I'm
Just
sure
to be at peace.
everybody does. Exactly.
And what we wish for ourselves.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good point. Yeah. Yes.
Because we, deserve that too. And I think, there's so many, I just see so many examples of entrepreneurs who are like, I've got a Gucci bag this week. I made 6 figures this month. And it's like,
Mhm.
I'm always just looking and being like, yeah, but like, do you rest easy at night? Is your
Yes.
heart feeling at peace?
Yes.
Do you move through your day with ease?
Yes.
Like those are the things that lead to fulfillment, or those are the things we all
Mhm.
really want,
Mhm.
right?
Exactly. So we have a resource coming out through Chapter 2 meditation with questions and prompts on challenging negative thoughts. So some of those triggers that we were talking about will be sent out to our subscriber list. So you need to sign up to our newsletter
yes.
to receive this completely free resource, but it will be exclusive to our subscriber list.
Yes.
Do you want to run through as kind of a recap takeaways for the episode? The 4 kind of buckets that glimmers can fall into.
So number 1, they bring us to an anchored state. Number 2, an empathetic response. Number 3, comfort and learning zone. And number 4, which I think is the big takeaway, micro moments of goodness. If we all just aim for that, we're going to be in good shape.
I'm having a glimmer right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. You said it like it's a naughty kind of like, I'm doing it right now. I was like, and I like that spin on it.
Of course you would take it like that. That is not what I meant. I'm just saying I'm having a micro moment. Okay.
Okay, good.
I'm microdosing in a micro moment. Just kidding. I think we got to go. Let's wrap this.
I think we should.
Things are going sideways. That's a wrap.
Toodles.